Hi, I'm Marisol Croes. Welcome to my last presentation for the Leadership Challenge. My challenge is to create a program for a small university in the Caribbean. The program is called ALC, which stands for the Academic Learning Certificate. It is a professionalization program for teachers and staff in order to better their teaching and didactic pedagogical skills. I worked with a relational circuit to get a better grasp of the process. The hardest part was to align my personal intention with the shared goals of the university. I have been working and living abroad for 15 years, so I wasn't accustomed to the culture anymore. The company wasn't that transparent. I didn't know what the university was working towards and what the problems were in the context. So through all of this, I tried to stay as 3G as I could, meaning I stayed open-minded, I stayed generous, I tried to stay optimistic in order to get a better grasp of the context. And I think it worked. You'll be the judge of that. I'll be showing you how my process went. Let's see. So this is the university. The situation is, when I walked in, I thought it was quite idyllic, but I realized early on that it was quite complex. There was a lot of dissatisfaction from the staff. They felt that this professionalization should have come a lot earlier. I also understand the haze from an educational perspective. The university is going to get accredited in 2 years, and it is imperative that at that moment everyone is certified. So it was quite complex as well, because the university doesn't have a lot of financial means, for example, also not a lot of manpower to create this program. So this would have to be a very smart investment for the university in order to get a certification program going. But as I was working on putting together an analysis of all the information I gathered in a SWOT, you can see that there are a lot of strengths as well. The university does have experience with a small pilot for another certification program. There's a lot of enthusiasm and interest from the staff and the deans, so I didn't have to worry about that. Acknowledgement of the management that this is an important part of professionalization. There's some policy in place to work with, so I have a base from which I can start developing, and everything has been going smoothly until now. I myself am an expert in teaching, as well as colleagues. I have a colleague that's an expert in didactic forms, so we can work from that. The thing that I'm most worried about is that we would have to create a good cooperation with other universities. Thankfully, this university has a good network, and I also have a strong network from having lived and worked in the Netherlands for 6 to 7 years in the educational sector, so I can use that. And we're trying to be smart about this program, so we're trying to use all the free technology that we can get. And the threat I'm most worried about is getting enough credibility for the program, since it's a small university. So quality assurance will be very important. The university has decided that they want to look into 2 scenarios. They want to create a certification program with collaboration of partners of other universities and use a bit of their programs. Meanwhile, we will be working toward our own accredited program for the ALC. So this would be a win-win combination. To ensure that this stays a win-win cooperation and that we don't just take over a program for another university, we set a few conditions in place. The quality of the program is of course guaranteed by the partnership with other universities, but we are gonna try to contextualize our program, make it customizable for our teachers. We have a big differentiation in our teachers, a lot of part-timers, and we want everyone to get involved. We'll use state-of-the-art learning modes of learning, so that means we will use MOOCs as much as we can, and we will keep our program authentic by setting up our own profile, procedures, and assessment system. Okay, To make sense of my advice, you would have to look at the right to see a picture of Bob Marley. Being in the Caribbean, we are trying to also use the wisdom that the people already have in this area, and that has become our shared goal to really promote what this university is good at. We also prioritize by using a growth model, first learning from others and then setting up our own. This will create a strong base for us and will help us to develop our own program. While working on this program, I'm determined to stay authentic to the context, which I'm starting to understand better day by day. I hope this program generates relational skills and trust, because that is needed within this university. But I think if we can start to speak the same language, that will already help a lot. Use the state-of-the-art modes that we have, so stay innovative, and that will probably get us to become to keep this program as low cost as we can. And hopefully by having such a program in the Caribbean, I could actually also come closer to my personal intention of helping and building the community while serving the needs of the university. I'm communicating this to you, but I'm also planning on communicating this with all the stakeholders, because my main point is that while I started to create a program for them, now I realize that I want to create a program with them. And hopefully at some point we'll say that we have our own program for our university. Thank you for your attention and good luck with your challenge.